Hi Nick, this is Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps here to do your hitting video analysis. We're going to talk about your setup, your swing plane, your position at contact, how you get your lower half involved, and your finish. Okay, let's get started. From a setup position, well, it looks really good. It's nice and simple, easy to repeat. Feet parallel means you're square to home plate. Good shoulder width apart from your width of your legs. Hands at a good level. Nothing too much to complain about there. Let's click through here, get to where you stride. Okay, so you just took your strides. You haven't started your swing yet. And you can tell the difference between, look at your back foot now, Nick. That's how it's supposed to be. Your front foot's supposed to mirror that back foot. Okay, and you've got it like this. So any energy that you create with your lower half, okay, with your back leg driving forward, transferring your weight, you're just releasing it out the front end of your swing. It would be, I don't know what position you play, Nick, but it would be like you playing shortstop and catching a ground ball, then sticking your glove in your arm against your side and trying to throw across the diamond. Pretty hard to generate any energy that way because you're not throwing against anything. Well, in this move here, you're losing some of your power from your lower half because you're opening up your front foot so wide. See, now right now, you haven't even started hard of your swing, and your front hip is starting to open up here. Okay? And when that front hip opens up, that's going to take your front shoulder out of whack and going to make it very difficult as you move up the ladder of baseball, especially guys that can command the outside half. Okay? So one suggestion right away would be to, when you stride, just stride to the foot and have your back foot mirror your front foot. Have your front foot mirror your back foot. So we want your back, in other words, we want you to be square. Square to home plate. The longer you can stay square to home plate, the more balls you're going to square up. Okay? So let's go forward and check out your swing plane. Okay, nice downward angle to that. Nice level through the contact area. So no issues whatsoever at all with your swing plane. Looks really good. Let's talk about your position of contact. Excellent. Fingernails up, fingernails down in your hands. You get, really good bend in your leg there. You're not too much on your toe there. It's like you're on the ball of your foot. Okay there, so that's all good. But one thing I want to talk a little bit about, Nicholas, is where you are at the contact point here. Your chest is facing the pitcher, facing the left side of the infield. Okay? And where we want your chest to be at the position of contact is more right there. Or even better, right there at contact. So that your chest is facing towards the second baseman. Not second base, but the second baseman. If you're going to rotate that much where you are there, any pitch on the outer half is going to be very, very difficult for you to hit, to hit that way. You can pull some of those balls, but we know how that goes. Those are called hooks, and they end up being ground balls at shortstop. So you've got to find a way to, I know what you're trying to do, Nicholas. I think you're trying to generate more bat speed and hit the ball harder by using your upper body to rotate on the baseball. But when I go out to scout and go look at high school players, I'm not looking for guys who can rotate their hips fast. I'm not guys that can move their shoulders fast. We're looking for guys that can move their hands fast. And when you try to get your upper body involved in that swing, you slow down your hands. The big muscles take over, and they're not half as fast as your quick twitch muscles are in your hands. So you got to find a way to try to negate some of that spinning off the baseball. I mean, what's going to happen is you're not going to get a lot of extension. Right there, it's not very much extension, because your hands are going to be because of how much you've rotated, your hands are going to go towards left field instead of having that barrel out here someplace with some extension. You're going to kind of cut that swing off a little bit. So you got to make sure you're staying square. You want to think about throwing your hands towards center field, not towards left field. To be considered a complete hitter, you got to go hit all three fields. Nothing wrong with your finish. Okay, I like your finish. Nice, kind of one-handed, hybrid one-handed. Hands above your shoulders. That's good stuff there. Your setup is really good. Your swing plane is excellent. One thing I would caution you about, or another thing I caution you about, Nicholas, is where you're at right now on your toe like that. Because what's going to happen is, bud, is that we're going to draw a line here right at your eye level. Okay, there's your eyes. Okay, the ball's already left the pitcher's hand by now, so you can see how much your head's going to move as that ball, you go up way above where you were to attack that baseball. Okay, and that's just an awful lot of head movement when you start facing 90 miles an hour in high school and above and college. You got to try to keep that head as quiet as possible. Once that stride foot, that's why we like to see kids stride to their whole foot. Stride to their whole foot. And then you eliminate a lot of that, what you're doing there, that up and down, just so much stuff going on there that you try to match it up against a 90-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you, and you're going towards it. It's just coming towards you. You always hear coaches talk about, get that stride foot down, get that stride foot down before you initiate that swing to keep that head quiet. So that's one of the things you'll have to work on, is trying to get that head a little quieter and maybe stride to your whole foot. Again, also that front foot, got to get that thing square so you can stay square to home plate. Okay. The way you create power, Nicholas, is by creating resistance. Okay. You do a good enough job with your back knee driving it down, but then you don't drive it down against anything. So there's no resistance from your backside. And hence you're going to lose power that way. If you had that foot turned the way it's supposed to be in here, or even like that maybe, well, then you could hit against that front leg and create some resistance, which creates energy, which creates bat speed, which creates power. So you got to really work on that lower half a little bit. But from belt buckle up, man, not too much going on there as far as issues you got to fix. Like I said, I love your setup, your swing plane, your position of contact's fine, except for what you're doing with your legs. And then we talked about your lower half, and I wouldn't change a thing with your finish. Okay, a drill for you to do, Nick, it might help you try to isolate your hands a little bit. We call this a drill a dead legs drill. And what I want you to do is have somebody throw you soft toss, or you can do it off a tee if you'd like. But I want you to widen your stance out. I want your front foot out here someplace and square, so you can't use your legs during your swing. And I want you to try to take some swings that way, just using your hands. Just to isolate your hands and see what kind of hands you have. That when you finish your swing, your upper body's not going to rotate hardly at all. Maybe just a little bit. But try to get away from finishing where your chest is facing towards third base, or the third base coaching box, or the third base dugout, and try to get it so when you finish your swing, you're facing the pitcher, and at contact, you're facing the second baseman. Okay, so a lot of good things there, just a couple things to work on. Hope this helps you a little bit, and we look forward to seeing you at another ABC baseball camp. Thanks, Nicholas.